Welcome to Nagasaki in Japan. Nagasaki is known for many things, for example, the beautiful volcanoes, many islands, delicious seafood, the Christian headquarters of emissary work in Japan, and the atomic bombing in the Second World War. But Nagasaki is also famous as the only trading port during the 16th to 19th century to trade with the Netherlands and China. Hey friends! Actually, most of the time it was the only port that was allowed to trade with the other countries. The Dutch East India Company trading post at Dejima was abolished when Japan concluded the Treaty of Kanagawa with the US in 1858. This ended Dejima's role as Japan's only window on the Western world during the era of national isolation. Dejima today is a work in progress. This is the old entrance, before the bridge was finished. We didn't know that, so we had to turn around and enter from the bridge. The island was designated as a National Historic Site in 1922, but further steps were slow to follow. Restoration work was started in 1953, but that project languished. In 1996, restoration of Dejima began, with plans for reconstructing 25 buildings in their early 19th century state. Buildings that remained from the Meiji period were used to reconstruct the buildings. To better display Dejima's fan-shaped form, the project anticipated rebuilding only parts of the surrounding embankment wall that had once enclosed the island. Now most of the buildings are open for visitors, also the bridge, which was and will be in the future the only entrance to this island. It was finished 2017. Even now, the restoration is not finished, and there is a plan to change the river that passes in front of Dejima to surround the island and make it a real island again. But that will be many years in the future. The entrance fee is 510 yen for each adult. That is around $4 currently. Once you enter, you can see beautiful houses designed after the old buildings from the 19th century. Inside the buildings, you can find a museum, giving lots of information and showing real items found from the destroyed remains of the old Dejima. They also show technology that was brought over from the Netherlands. For example, photography, badminton, chocolate, coffee, and many more things. This place used to be a kitchen. This is an original cannon, back from one of the Dutch ships, with a restored stand. This is the house of the captain from the Netherlands. It has a very interesting style, with a mix of Japanese and European style. Here you can see the medical room with many medical supplies. The chairs on the left is for the people waiting, while the doctor operates on one person. This is the dinner area, showing real food from that time. And all these rooms are in the captain's house. We bought this delicious local produced cider. These are the scales that were used back then to weigh the products. Then there is this cute garden with a miniature version of Dejima. As we finished our tour of Dejima, we went to another attraction that is very close by, just a 5-minute walk. We visited the Nagasaki Chinatown to get some delicious street food and enjoy this busy atmosphere. The architecture is very beautiful and colorful. On New Year's there is a big festival with lots of lanterns. This was originally the location of the warehouses of the Chinese merchants who traded goods to Japan from the 15th to 19th centuries, and it was also a separate islands like Dejima. It is the oldest Chinatown in all of Japan. They lived in the Chinese residence Tojin Yashiki, a little to the southeast, today's Kanai-machi. The Chinese traders came to Nagasaki because it was the only open port in Japan during the Tokugawa period. The Tokugawa government allowed only Nagasaki to stay open to Chinese and Dutch traders, closing off the rest of Japan to prevent European political influence and the spread of Christianity. Strict rules were placed on these Chinese traders, forcing them to stay within the precincts of the Tojin Yashiki at night. Anyone found outside the area during the prohibited times was arrested by the local guard. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more of Japan.